Now, like northeast Nigeria, parts of Niger are suffering through food shortages caused in part by Boko Haram's violence. VOA correspondent Nicola Pinot went to Difa, Niger, where for many, hunger is a daily reality. Here's his report.
A few kilometers from Difa, Asaga camp houses hundreds of Nigerian refugees and internally displaced people from Niger, struggling to survive every day. You can easily find malnourished kids living among the wind, sand and tents. Mamadou is 1 year old, weak and hungry. His mother, Shatushiwa, is hungry too. With little milk, she cannot provide enough food for her boy.
Since his birth, we have been visiting the health center. When he was 6 months, they started giving him peanut paste. He is always tired and cries to eat, but I do not have enough milk.
According to UNICEF, about 12,000 children under age 5 will suffer malnutrition this year in Difa. Many will have to be treated at the Center of Intensive Nutritional Strengthening run by Mustafa Saleh. This doctor visits his patients every day. Some are only skin and bones, like this 2-year-old boy who weighs only 5.6 kilograms.
It is too early to know what the odds are for him. He arrived a week ago, very shocked as you can see. These kids do not eat enough. We need a tube to feed them.
Despite these worrisome scenes, there is no famine in Difa, nor in Niger as a whole. However, each year, this country in the Sahel region of Africa faces food challenges because of recurring drought and desertification, in addition to the threat posed by Boko Haram. According to the World Food Programme, 1.5 million people currently face food insecurity in Niger, lacking reliable access to a nutritious food supply. Back in Asaga camp, refugees say they have not received any food assistance for the past 4 months. They have nothing to do to earn a living and cannot go back home as the threat of Boko Haram still looms across northeast Nigeria. For now, Faloumata Bukar works as a community relay at the health center.
In the camp, life is difficult. We don't have enough food. Kids are hungry and have diarrhea. We brought them to the health center where they receive high nutrition supplements, but parents can't afford them. Our life back in our village was easier.
The coming lean period before the next harvest will likely bring a hike of malnutrition cases. Doctors here are used to that pattern since the start of the Boko Haram insurgency. Nicola Pinot, VOA News, Difa, Niger.
Our next stop is South Africa, where the rate of femicide is 5 times higher than the global average. Now, the recent killing of a 22-year-old woman calls for violence against women to be treated as a national crisis, and protesters took to the streets to demand better protection for women. Here's our report.
Hundreds of people marched through South Africa's capital, Pretoria, expressing their anger at the rising cases of attacks on women and children. Placards with various inscriptions call for an end to the rampant violation of human rights.
Men are providers, men are protectors of our families. We need to be men enough. Enough is enough.
Statistics by South Africa's Demographic and Health Survey show, amongst others, that 1 in 5 South African women experience gender-based violence before the age of 18.
Our humanity is taken away without even our consent. Our bodies are violated. That is what is happening. So we're here to just pledge. We are here to actually play solidarity for those that we've lost, the ones that we've lost already, and to actually ensure safety in the community, to beg for safety from the law of South Africa, because the justice system of South Africa keeps on failing us all the time.
News of the brutal murder of 22-year-old Karabo Makena by her boyfriend was another shocking reminder of violence faced by women in South Africa. Her body was found in a field in North Johannesburg a day after she went missing. One case out of many, which too often go unnoticed. Her family members hope her death will finally force authorities to act.
Her death came to me and brought a lot of pain into my heart. But the flip side of it, it just awakened the whole world. It just brought some bit of drop into killing. What we must do as men, we must stand up and go to government and start changing certain laws.
President Jacob Zuma admits that the issue of violence against women is a discussion South Africans need to have.
We need to introduce more harsher laws or change the laws This, I think, we must discuss.
Yes.
It's a crisis in the country. The manner in which women and children are being killed.
South Africa has one of the world's highest rates of violent crime and is known for high incidences of rape. Women's rights campaigners believe the government and society at large are complacent towards such offences.
Oftentimes men are socialized to behave in a particular way. Men are strong, men are protectors, men should not be in touch with their emotions and all of that. And oftentimes you find that it could actually lead to a situation where they express their anger and frustration by beating women, and it's not something that's acceptable.
Activists are also pushing for a clear plan on how violence against women can be addressed by government authorities, civil society, and the private sector. They urge every South African to take on the responsibility of upholding the safety of women and girls.
Now, a story of law versus tradition in Uganda, where a state official threatened to ban a traditional rite of passage. Halima Thumani has the story from Kampala.
An event organized by the Bagisu tribe of eastern Uganda ended in arrests outside Kampala.
We are only fighting for our heritage.
The Bagisu held the protest dance May 19th after Uganda's State Minister for Gender, Peace Mutuzo, proposed a ban on their traditional male circumcision ceremony, saying it is unsafe and promotes promiscuity.
I would wish to caution the people of Imbalu to stop or reduce the dehumanizing habits of circumcision, which are evoking the spirit of sexuality at an early age. The Imbalu culture is really a backward one.
The Imbalu circumcision dance, commonly known as the Kadodi due to its unique sounding drum, is used by the Bagisu each even year from August to December to initiate boys into manhood.
We have the right to stand and defend or preserve our culture as Bamasaba. Bamasaba, as Imbalu or circumcision, it did not begin in the Museveni's regime. It began a long time ago, even before colonialists came in this country.
Since 2010, the government and international partners have been promoting safe male circumcision in hospitals as a measure to prevent the spread of HIV, the virus that causes AIDS. Members of parliament from Bugisuland say it's important the rite take place in the community. They say proper safety precautions are taken.
Its major motive was an initiation to manhood. One would not be expected actually to participate in any meeting convened by elders unless you had had a qualification. That would be a benchmark of having qualified to sit among men. And one would not even be allowed to marry unless you have actually been ushered into manhood through this cultural initiation.
Uganda is home to 56 tribes, each trying to preserve its unique traditions. The Bagisu appear to have won this round. Tribal leaders and the government minister tell VOA they have resolved their differences through dialogue. Halima Athmani for VOA News, Kampala.
It's time for a short break. Before we go, a reminder to visit our website, channelstv.com, for all the latest information around the clock. You can also find us on youtube.com/channelsweb. Still to come, a government-aided garment factory in Cross River State starts rolling out its clothing line to the public. Get your orders in now. That story when we come back.